Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I know it's been a rough couple of days. It was an annoying Monday, an annoying Tuesday, but I put all that negativity to the side because we got a brand new game week. We throw away what happened on Sunday, and we're focused on this week, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. You can always bounce back. You're 11-3. You win, you clinch a playoff berth. And what is the most important thing for us for this season? That is what we've been looking forward to the entire year. It was, can we make the playoffs? Can we battle for a playoff spot? And the answer is an automatic yes now. I'm looking towards the AFC East. But if we want to talk about the division, it means absolutely nothing with the Ravens game. You just got to beat the Jets, and you got to beat the Dolphins. And right now, the quarterback of the Jets is Brady Cook, and Tua just got benched, and the quarterback of the Dolphins is Quinn Ewers. If we lose, we're going to have big problems on the channel. But we're worried about this week against the Baltimore Ravens. Got a great show for you today. So as we start every single Wednesday live show, where are you watching from? Let me know down in the comment section. I see XO Don is going to the game all the way out in Baltimore. Look, I was a little mad that I've never been to a game out in Baltimore, and Baltimore was an hour and 20 minutes away from where I was from, and I never got to it. Boss, coming in from Cali. Jordan is saying my first NFL game, LFG. Does everybody remember their first NFL game they went to? Hector saying, yes, bring him back, talking about Judon. Peps is my phone. North Kakalaki, Mr. Oopsie in Canyon, Texas. What's going on? From Baltimore, Pats for life. His first, hey, enjoy yourself, man. I celebrated New Year's 2 years ago out in Baltimore. It was really, really fun. Victor Gray says we should have kept Judon from the start. Laura, Maryland, by way of Waterbury, Connecticut. DJ Kinetic, I can't even say it. Bushsack in Oklahoma. Bellerin says we need him. Look, we'll talk all about Matthew Judon because I'll let you know what I think. Because when he got cut today, that was the first thing that popped in my head was, should the Patriots bring him back? Because we're going to talk about this Patriots defense and the Patriots pass rush and how it's been a little struggling the last couple of weeks ever since Milton Williams went down. Well, this is the last week that Milton Williams is going to be ineligible to play. Next week, he is eligible to come off IR. We'll see how that ankle's doing, and we'll see what's going on. If you're ready, though, for it to be Week 16 already, we got a couple days. Sunday Night Football on NBC. Spam your New Englands in the chat. Ruben Gonzalez at Santana Moss OG. Jay Saar says, where's the Broncos apology? I'll give you my apology in a second. What's going on, Mike Nintendo Master? You saw me producing Broncos Live just a little bit ago. Yeah, I had to do that. I don't mind producing, but it's okay. Matt's going to Chicago. That would be a perfect spot for Matthew Judon. They need an edge rusher. But I will say, he's washed. He is completely washed. Danielle, is that what I'm seeing? Essex in Vermont. Hey, Christopher, appreciate you. Well, Drake may be the same next year at 110%. He's got the talent. Snap time, the bridge between Pats and Judon has been burned, unfortunately. Yeah. The bridge has been burned. I mean, we could talk about it. He kind of just forced his way out. But he hated Gerard Mayo. He couldn't stand him. And Kyle says it's a legit just better special teams play. What do you mean by that? I think Judon should have won D-Point in 2022. I'd have to go back. It was a long, long time ago. XO done! Drake, May. I love it. What's going on to Sobe all the way out in Germany? I hope you're looking forward to staying up for Patriots Ravens on Sunday. I know that had to make you mad that you got flexed. Diamond Fish, you're my GOAT, my guy. You are my GOAT. You're my GOAT. You're absolutely my GOAT. We got 76 people in the chat. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. And producer JD, if you want to give up, if you want to put up the deal that we're going on today. Look, I showed you guys on Sunday with the raffle that we were doing, and it is a framed Patriots Super Bowls picture. $5 gets you in. $5 gets you in. How am I feeling in the top 25? Look, I'm always looking to get better. I'm always looking to enjoy myself, Mike. I'm always looking. Brian Roderick, I think they will get Matthew Judon back. Dime Vision, it's good to see you in the chat, my guy. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Oh, Sam, we're already live. If you wanna slack Sam Brown. Tony Mitchell, what's going on, Tony? So yeah, $5 super chat gets you in. Big Daddy Joe! We would have gotten Myles Garrett. Wish it would have helped with Milton Williams out. You could place Myles Garrett anywhere on the defensive line. I think they did not want to give 3 first-round picks or even 4. Corey Hensley, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. With all my with all my winnings that I had, I was like, all right, I got to buy something. Randall, he's already getting ahead. Look at Jacked. I try. He's already looking ahead because every single week we do a mailbag. And on today's show, we're talking about previewing against the Ravens, Sunday Night Football, Monday 2:20. Nice time to sleep normally. Well, sleep during the day because this game is big, big, big. Hey, you choose, Mike Nintendo Master. You choose. It does not matter to me. I keep doing my job the same way. I always strive to get better. You put me at 1, I'm going to be trying to stay at 1. You put me at 5, I'm going to be trying to stay and keep going up. Zadarius Smith, Rycraft, he retired. He was on the Eagles. And the Eagles, I don't think cut him, so they still have his rights. So if he wanted to come back, he's only an Eagle. He's only an Eagle. Should have got a pass rusher during the deadline. Well, we tried to get Arden Key, and apparently Amy Adams Strunk, that owns the Tennessee Titans, said, you ain't going with that. You ain't trading with us. Cooking Raven stew? Yeah, cooking Raven stew. What do you know about that Old Bay? I do. I try to go to the gym every single day. We're going after the live show. Yeah, I know. I think that's a valid question. You're just over the whole low experience. What do you mean low experience? We're talking about defensive line, brother. Oh, I see you. I see you. I see you low. Well, Will Campbell's coming back in a bit. Vidarian Lowe's been fine. Vidarian Lowe has been fine. He has not let up a sack just yet, but he has let up a couple pressures, a couple QB hits. It's all good in there. It's all good in there. We got 74 people in the chat. Are you ready to start the show? Well, we got to get some more likes. We got to get to 35, ladies and gentlemen. I know all 88. We just jumped up to 88 people, almost 100. We got to get more. We got to get more likes. I know all of you have not hit that thumbs up icon. It's easy. If you're on your phone, all you got to do is just click. There we go. It's very, very simple. It's like taking off your shoes. It's common courtesy. I just went over to my friend's house over the weekend. First thing I did, he was like, hey, can you take your shoes off? And I was like, brother, I'm already doing it. Sergeant Peppers, I appreciate that question. Keep getting your questions in. Hashtag Patriots. Hashtag Patriots. Because we gotta get those like numbers up. We will be, if you keep hitting that thumbs up icon, we will be the top YouTube stream. Top Patriot stream on YouTube. What did Durham say to me? Your GOAT. Oh, my God. No, it's not time to consider benching the right tackle. We don't have anybody else. And Morgan Moses has been fine. The offensive line has been fine. But since we got to 41 likes, I don't like low because one of those players is cursed, meaning if you sign him as a backup, 99% of the time, that's guaranteed. 83% of it happens. It happens. You're not benching anybody that's on the starting offensive line. It's just not happening. We got to 40 likes, so let's get the show started. Kind of preview, guys, the Patriots versus the Ravens. It's a big game, and if you win, you lock in a spot in the 2025 NFL playoffs. So let's get it started talking about Patriots versus the Ravens. We have completely moved on to Baltimore. Take whatever you saw in Week 15, throw it away. Let's ignore it. Do the Men in Black thing where you wipe it from your mind. We're on to Week 16. And this weekend, we're back in primetime against the Baltimore Ravens. And the odds makers, well, they think it's going to be a Ravens win at -3. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And all we got to do is just prove them wrong. You blew a 21-0 lead last week. It can all be forgiven if you go into Baltimore and you win the football game. I don't care what anybody says. They can call us frauds. They can do whatever you want. It was a great matchup against a divisional opponent, and most of the time, you split the two. But this time, you're going into an underachieving Baltimore team, and you can end their playoff hopes. But just go in there and win the game. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous last week, and after a loss, the first loss in 83 days, I'm even more nervous for this Sunday's game. So you let me know. Scale it from 1 to 10. Scale from 1. If you're a 1, you are not scared or nervous whatsoever. Or go at a 10 if you're thinking, whoa, this is going to be a crazy-ass game. I will say, the Ravens are not what they used to be. Last year, the year before, it was like, oh, this is going to be Super Bowl contenders. Lamar Jackson should win the MVP. Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in football. Kyle Hamilton, which I still think he's an amazing safety, but he's not showing up and being that top guy. Well, this year, they have completely underachieved, like I said. In the last 5 games, it's wins, but also a little bit of losses. What I say about splitting with your division rival? Well, they split with the Bengals here. The Bengals blew them out 32-14 with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Then, against the Bengals again, win 24-0. You lost to the Steelers, and the Steelers, of course, that's going to be another division matchup. You beat the Jets. It's the Jets. But you struggled and struggled against the Cleveland Browns. It was a rough ball game, and I think that was the first game that Shedeur Sanders ended up in the game, and they got really close from beating the Ravens. For the Ravens, though, it's a must-win ball game. If they lose, their playoff chances are completely over with. The Pittsburgh Steelers have gone on to 8-6 on the year. And if you look at the playoff picture, there's 2 teams left in the race. If the Steelers win on Sunday and move on to 9-6, and the Baltimore Ravens lose and fall to 7-8, it's over. It is completely over for them. And the Patriots are trying to stay put at second seed. But also, you need this game if you want to have any chance to get that number 1 spot. But when you play up against this Ravens team, your focus is going to be on the offensive end because the Ravens defense is pretty much almost non-existent. They rely on their offense to score points. But if you've watched this Ravens team throughout the last couple of weeks this season, this whole entire time, it isn't that great. They let up a lot of yards. When you look at the yards per the defensive stats, the yards per game is almost 340, and that's 23rd in the NFL. They cannot stop the passing game, 233.3, 26th in the NFL. The rushing yards, yeah, it gets a little bit better, but it's smack dab in the middle. Same with the points per game, both at 15th. 111 rushing yards, and we saw how TreVeyon Henderson has been picking up the pace as of late. He's at 770 yards. If he averages over 100 yards per game, he's going to get over that 1,000 mark, which is crazy considering he barely played the first half of the year. But for me, looking at this game, I think that the wide receivers have to get involved. I really want to see Stefon Diggs, who has been kind of just put to the side a little bit the past couple of weeks. Against the Buffalo Bills, it was nowhere near the production that we saw normally from the wide receivers. Kayshon Boutte had only 1 catch. Stefon Diggs had a couple of catches, but he only played in 50% of the offensive snaps. This is the total stats for wide receivers against the Bills. 8 receptions, 97 yards. That cannot happen. You have to pick it up. And I don't want to see Mac Hollins being your top leading receiver. That can't happen. It's got to be Kayshon Boutte or Stefon Diggs. It needs to happen. But the biggest thing about this whole entire ball game, if you win, you're in the playoffs. That's all that matters. All the things we talked about at the beginning of the year. Can the Patriots make the playoffs? Can the Patriots actually compete? And obviously, we've shown that we can compete. But my expectations are still way higher. I'm expecting an AFC Championship game appearance against the Denver Broncos. I'm expecting a late playoff run with this team. But right now, look at what's in front of you. And if you win, you're locked in. That's all that matters. Go ahead and win the ball game. Let me know who you got in the comments section. Type your NEs down in the chat, and you're watching us while we're live. Go ahead, spam it in the live chat for me, or if you're a random Baltimore fan, because there's been a couple of guys that have been in the chat, in the comments section talking about the Ravens. You can go ahead and put that, but I want to see mainly NEs. Coming up on the back half of this show, I got the injury report, which on Wednesday, there were a lot of injuries, and I'm a little concerned. But we also got my keys to victory, and I got 3 of them because I don't think it's that much. I don't think it's that hard to win this ball game. Before I do that, though, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once, and while you and I are out here making decisions every day on what gifts to buy, what food to eat, and what game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And I made a lineup for this Sunday night football game. I got the more on everything you see right here. Drake May, 239 passing yards. Bounce back game for him after only throwing for 155 last week. Lamar Jackson. New England's defense is not that great, especially on the run. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think he's going to go for more than 30. And Travion Henderson, he keeps picking it up, guys. Keeps picking it up. Give me the more on 59.5 rushing yards. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, let's look at the Patriots injury report. Yeah. It's terrible. Carlton Davis did not practice. Christian Ellis did not practice. Marcus Jones did not practice. Harold Landry did not practice. And Robert Spillane did not practice. Now, I will say, for some of these guys, Mike Vrabel usually likes to give it a rest day. So we will see what happens on Thursday with the injury report. But right now, does not look good. We know that Carlton Davis left the game with a hip injury and came back. We know that Spillane is dealing with that ankle. Harold Landry, kind of the whole season that he's been dealing with that knee. Marcus Jones is a huge key player that we need to keep our eyes on. For the Ravens, which they need to make their injury report a little bit better, man. That white on the little Galaxy text or Galaxy background, don't like it. I see Lamar Jackson did not practice with the illness, Ronnie Stanley, Kyle Van Noy, our old friend, Roquan Smith as a DNP, and Chidobe Awuzie with a foot injury as your DMPs right there. The biggest news that I saw from Wednesday's practice, though, which had me concerned. Mark Daniels, he had this, and he said Robert Spillane walked through the locker room with a boot on his left foot. We saw he was active in the Bills game, but he did not play one snap. It was the emergency. But if he's in a walking boot, that means this injury is serious, guys. And the Patriots, they need Robert Spillane back ASAP. We saw Jack Gibbons have the green dot on Sunday, and he played a solid game. But we saw the absence of Spillane. The Patriots missed the most tackles in a game since week 3. And what happened in week 3? The Patriots lost. We need Spillane to be back. We need the captain to be back on this team if we want to have a chance at the playoffs, a deep playoff run. He needs to come back, so please get healthy, Spillane. First key to victory, stop the effing run, man. It drove me absolutely insane. Absolutely insane last week against the Bills. Because not even Josh Allen was rushing for a lot, but James Cook was just getting those 6, 7. Yeah, whatever. I do whatever. You know what it is. But just churring over and over on the defense. And I looked at a stat that I found. The first 9 weeks of the season, the Patriots had the best rushing defense in the NFL. 0 50-yard rushers. None. The weeks 10 through 15, since the Tampa Bay game, they have allowed 4 50-yard rushers. And how many games have they played in? 5. So they've become one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. And when you look at the Ravens, they have a two-headed monster on the ground between Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Mike Vrabel knows all about Derrick Henry. The Ravens, when Henry rushes for 100 yards and Lamar plays, is 3-2. You have to load up the box. I don't care about this passing game. Lamar Jackson has been dealing with injuries this whole entire season. He cannot throw like he usually does. Load up the box. Put 7, 8 dudes in there. Get ready for the run. And when they do pass, you better have Jack Gibbons, Christian Ellis, Jelani Tavai, I don't care who it is, spying their ass off. And Harold Landry and Calebon Chason, you better contain your ass off because Lamar Jackson's going to be looking to run at any point. You give the ball up the middle to Derrick Henry, and if he gets ahead of steam, 6. Deep run, 60 yards. It's going to look like a Travion Henderson run, but it's going to be a freight train instead of a Ferrari coming at you. Load up the box, keep a spy, and contain at all costs. Let them beat you in the air. The second key to victory, the red zone defense has to be better. It has to be better. This is the number one concern that I'm looking at going into the playoffs. And going into this week, they're still dead last. They're still at 75% every 3 out of 4 times teams get into the red zone. They're scoring on the Patriots. And on Sunday against the Bills, they went into the red zone 5 times, and they scored all 5 times. Mike Vrabel talked about it. He said, we got to stop them to field goals. This is the worst part of the team. If you look at the offense, if you look at the defense, if you look at the special teams, the biggest bad thing about the Patriots is their red zone defense. And it was okay at the beginning of the year, but throughout the season, it's getting worse, and it's getting worse, and it's getting worse. It's gone from like 68, and then it got up to 72, and then after last week, it's now up to 75. Stop the team, man. Hold them to field goals. I'd rather hold them to a field goal than 6. Wouldn't anybody? I think everybody can agree with that everybody would rather hold them to 6. And the last one, we saw the team up 21-0 last week. And the team ran only like 12 or 18 plays. I've seen one person say 12. I've seen one person say 18. And I think a big reason is McDaniels gets so freaking conservative. And I saw this tweet from Doug Kyde, who's one of the best Patriots beat reporters on the entire planet. And he says, talking about his mailbag, which we'll get into the mailbag on the live show later, but a concerning trend for Drake May since week 9. In the first half of games, he has a plus .35 EPA per play, 57% success rate, 73% completion percentage, over 900 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But in the second half of games, that drops all the way down to 38 success rate, drops all the way down to 57 completion percentage, 800 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 3 interceptions. In the second half of games, he is way worse than he is in the first half. And I don't think it's just, hey, well, he's just not playing well. No, there is no coincidence that he plays worse in the second half. There is a big correlation, and it starts with your offensive coordinator. It starts with the play calling because we all know it. We saw it during the Brady era. We saw it the first year of Mac Jones, and we're seeing it now with Drake May. Josh McDaniels gets the lead, and then he gets conservative. And then the opponent comes back. Josh McDaniels wakes up. I remember the Brady era perfectly. It'd be run, and then out of nowhere, it's like, what are we doing? And then when the Patriots need to score, they'd go right down the field and score. It happens every single game. And the Patriots, they've been leading in a lot of these games, and that's why Drake May hasn't played in the second half. And then I saw another meme. Shout out to Sidney Sweeney. Josh McDaniels calling a pass. Like, what are we doing here? Josh McDaniels calling a run for a negative gain. That's what he likes. Call better plays. Call better plays, man. You ran 12 in the second half, or you ran 18, whatever it is. Call better plays. Don't take your foot off the gas. For the love of God, call the game the same way you did in the first quarter, the same way you did in the second quarter. Keep calling it the same way. If you're driving a NASCAR, if you're in a NASCAR race, once you have the lead, once you have a 3-second lead, do you see Denny Hamlin just letting up? No. Keep going. Dig into your lead. Run up the score. If you run up the score, they can't come back. So do what's smart. Please. If you don't take your foot off the gas, you don't lose that football game. Simple as that. Predict the score for Patriots versus Ravens in the chat. I want to know down in the comments section. I think the Patriots come back. I think the Patriots come back and bounce back, I should say, not come back. Bounce back and win this one 24-20. I think they're going to get a dub. I don't think the Ravens are that good. You stop Lamar Jackson, you stop Derrick Henry, and you automatically get a dub. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy. But we'll see what the Patriots do after a bounce-back loss. Well, don't forget, we will be live Sunday night. Going to be live for you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So don't forget it. Make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, let's go Pats. Boom. Yeah, exactly, Chris Clark. 3 never gave up. 3 never did. I see we got a super chat from your boy, Drew. What's going on, Drew? How we doing? Get a spy on Lamar, Big Daddy Joe. You said the right words. You said the right words. Why not Pitts over Likely? I would take Kyle Pitts in a heartbeat. Loving that shirt? Hey, I love it too. I love it too. Shout out to your $10 super chat. You're looking pretty fly for a white guy. Sub for Pat's Dubs. You heard the man. You heard the man. We should have ran the damn score up, Mad Hatter. 110%. No jersey? God damn it. Big Daddy Joe, I might buy a jersey for you myself with the gambling winnings that I have. Might do it myself. Come on, Desert Storm Pat. NC boys. I just want a game where they have a healthy lead and I'm not biting my nails with pure stress. The cardiac Pats for real. Yeah, Sergeant Peppers, 100%. I'm tired of being stressed out. Everybody here at Chat Sports thought I was going to have a freaking aneurysm on Sunday. I'm like, I don't like it. Because I literally said after they scored, I went and rewatched it back. I rewatched it back. And I was like, yeah, I knew I was, because I don't know if you guys saw Dave Portnoy's video saying we owned after 21-0. That wasn't me. I've lost way too many times off of bad comebacks. I remember one time I've lost a bet where the team was up 30 in a basketball game. I'm never safe. I'm never safe. We just ended our first segment. So if you want to come right in and shadow Sam Brown, go right ahead. Cool. Horizon said we're going to be okay. Nestforts is in the chat. If the Pats win the Super Bowl, you should buy a Lowe jersey as a doubter. Well, Lowe will not be starting in the Super Bowl. Big Daddy Joe, do I think this is a trap game? I don't think this is a trap game because Lamar Jackson is a two-time MVP winner. And whenever you're going up against an MVP, I would not say it's a trap game. Even though they don't have a good record. Like if we were playing Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs with the record that they have right now, I wouldn't say it's a trap game. Exactly, Horizon. Exactly. Keep getting your questions in. #Patriots. We're going to talk about Matthew Judon on the next segment. And you're going to see me because I haven't told you what I thought. Only has 8 fingers. Double S, we got all 5. Shout out to the NBA Cup. Exactly, Baltimore 7-7. I literally had the AFC playoff picture. Trap game, trap house. I have all. Shout out to the NBA Cup game. It treated me well. I saw Big Daddy Joe, or not Big Daddy Joe, your boy Drew ask when is Milton Williams coming back? He is eligible to come back after this game. That will be 4 games that he will miss. So he is eligible to come back for the Jets game next week. The question is, will he come back at that game? That is my question. Because we haven't heard any updates. But I know he's ready. But I've seen videos of Will Campbell walking. I haven't seen anything about Milton Williams. Nah, he is not. Milton Williams is not eligible to come back this game. It's not 4 weeks. It's 4 games. That's the difference. It's crazy how this season been compared to other seasons. Look, the AFC's wide open, man. The AFC's wide open. I still think the Broncos are frauds. Call me crazy. I still think they're frauds. I still don't think they're going to win. And then my favorite part is if we win the division. We win the division. And we'll get to it in a second, producer JD. If we win the division, the Bills are going to have the 5 or 6 or 7 seed. And the Broncos most likely are going to get the 1 seed. Which kind of at this point hope they do. The winner of the 5, 6, or 7, because let's be honest here. I don't think the 7 seed is going to beat us. I don't think the Texans will beat us. And honestly, who's the 5 seed right now? The Chargers? Let's take a look at the playoff picture. I predicted a 10-7, Big Daddy Joe, and we beat that. So yeah, here's the playoff picture for us. So if you look at what's going on right here, obviously the number 1 seed gets a bye. If the Bills finish the season, they are tied with the Chargers, but they could easily move up to that 5 seed. And the Chargers will go to the 6 seed. The 6 will play the 3, the Jaguars. I could see the Jaguars win. But if the season ended today, the Bills would play the Jags. The Texans would play the Patriots. And if the Texans play the Patriots, we beat the Texans, we move on to divisional round. If the Bills beat the Jags, which I 100% would expect Josh Allen to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, they would go on and play Denver. So if they play Denver in the divisional round, either the Bills or the Broncos get knocked out, and that's a win-win for us. So I kind of like how it is right now. I do. It's pretty, that's the scenario that I'm looking at right now, which I like it. I like it. The Texans defense is what I watch for. Yeah, but CJ Stroud isn't great. He's not playing great. I appreciate that question, Matthew McKenna. That'll be on our mailbag. Let's get into it. Let's talk about, should the Patriots bring back Matthew Judon before the AFC playoffs? Because he got cut today, and now all the rumors are swirling. Let's get into it. A familiar face has joined the waiver wire and possibly the free agent market before the NFL playoffs. And the question that everybody was asking on Wednesday, should the Patriots bring back Matthew Judon before the NFL playoffs? Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and we saw today, it is today, because I will be posting this video on Wednesday. Jordan Schultz, he tweeted this out this morning. The Dolphins are benching Tua Tagovailoa and will be starting Quinn Ewers on Sunday. And why is that important? Well, because the Patriots closed the season with the Dolphins, so right now they would be playing Quinn Ewers in Week 18 of the NFL season. But they also made another move. Jordan Schultz added on to this and said the Patriots, the Dolphins are releasing pass rusher Matthew Judon. He will go on waivers. I can't even speak today. And that leads me to the question, will the Patriots try and bring him back? We'll get into that in a second, but first, we still got our battle going on. Me and Texans Today host Jeremy Chuggs are going back and forth, talking trash to each other. Who's going to pass? We keep rising in subs. Well, we took the lead at one point, and then they took the lead right back and went up 600. So, if you love Patriots content and you want to prove it to the Texans Today people, and also, we might play them in the playoffs. So let's pass them before that happens. Go ahead, hit that sub button right now. Talking about Matthew Judon, it's been a long time since he was a New England Patriot, back when he had his best season in 2021 and 2022. His age is up there. He's 33 years old. And in 2025, he's played in most of the games this season for the Miami Dolphins. But it has been bad, guys. Like, there is average, like what I talk about average, kind of like last year's Anthony Jennings, where he was still good while run defense, but he was not good in the pass defense. Well, Matthew Judon is both. He's both bad on the run defensive end, and he's bad on the pass defensive end. If you look at his stats this season, this is in 13 games played, 19 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Make note, he's playing a lot of snaps. He has played 300 total snaps, about 150 on offense or on pass rush, and also 150 on rush. And only 10 pressures the whole entire year. But how are you an edge rusher? 13 games played, you have not recorded a sack. That's bad. But don't look now. Wait, there's more. The PFF grades are even worse. They're so bad. If you look at the overall grade, it's 43.3, which is, ding, 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 112 out of 112 edge rushers. He's dead last. And the pass rush grade is 47.7, which is 111th out of 112 edge rushers. And his run defense is 54.6, which is 90th out of 112. It's clear as day, man. This guy is washed up. We saw in week 2, Drake May rolling out right, and Matthew Judon was chasing him, and guess what? Completely hit him, or completely outran him for a touchdown. Matt Judon is washed. And we take a look at the last couple of seasons. It's been bad. It's been way, way, way bad. 2022, 15.5 sacks. He was incredible. He was DPOY candidate. But then he got hurt in 2023. Only recorded 4 sacks. And since then, Patriots, they kind of had that little blunder between him and Gerard Mayo. It got really bad. They traded him away for a 3rd-round pick to Atlanta. 2024 stats, 41 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 5.5 sacks. Like, it's bad. And it seems like it's kind of just taken a toll downhill. But I will say, if the Patriots did want to bring him back, if they wanted to claim him off waivers, this is different if he clears waivers and the Patriots want to sign him. Make note the Patriots have like the 29th waiver claim in the NFL. I think 29th. It's at least 27th or above with their record position. He's only due $427K. So if you claimed him, that's all you would have to pay him. But do you really want to pay a guy who's trash? It'd be cool for nostalgic reasons. It'd be awesome to see him put on the red sleeves once again, but he does not provide anything to the Patriots. He doesn't help them in any way, shape, or form. It's not 2021 anymore. It's time has passed for what had happened last year with him barely even, I think it was him showing up to practice, kicking down the trash can, whatever all the drama was. It's not worth it. But if you look at the Patriots' pass rush depth chart, and Caleb Murphy has been cut, it's Elijah Ponder, Anthony Jennings, Kayvon Chaisson, and Harold Landry. But for Elijah Ponder and Anthony Jennings, because the Patriots do have 53 players on the roster, you're not cutting either one of those guys, Ponder or Jennings. I still love what Anthony Jennings brings to the team with his run defense. And Elijah Ponder, which we'll get to on the back half of the show, looking at his stats, has been a lot better than I've really seen because for the time that he's been getting on the field, he's actually being pretty productive. So I'm not doing it. He can go somewhere else like a Chicago, or he can go back to Atlanta. I'm not doing it. But maybe you guys disagree with me. Would you sign Matt Judon? Give me an S for sign or give me a P for pass down in the comment section. Like me, I'm not doing it. It'd be cool. Maybe he can be like, I don't know, a mentor. But do you want to really keep up a roster spot for a mentor? This isn't the Miami Heat and Udonis Haslem. I need production for most players. And he is not doing that at all. But I will say, shout out to Elliott Wolf for getting a 3rd-round pick for Judon. Who'd that 3rd-round pick turn into? Well, they traded down in the NFL. No, they traded up or down. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. They traded away this 3rd-round pick to get another 3rd-round pick, and that pick ended up being Jared Wilson. So shout out to you, Elliott Wolf, for getting us Jared Wilson for Matthew Judon. Now, in the back half of the show, I'm not going to sign Matt Judon, but the pass rush needs improvement. And at the start of the year, it was pretty good. Back half of the year, it's been pretty bad. We'll get into it in a second, but first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports. There's bowl games that are going on tonight. Shout out to my home state of Delaware for playing Louisiana. Basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day on what gifts to buy, what to eat, what game to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections. If your picks are right, you can cash in. You know, Prize Picks now has the option to cash out winnings before the game even starts. If you're going up hot, you can cash out and take your money immediately, which I could do with this lineup I made for Sunday Night Football. If it's looking good, I'll obviously take that option, but I think it is going to be all right. Got the more on everything. Drake May passing yards, more than 239.5. Lamar Jackson, more than 29.5 rushing yards. The man's going to run a lot. The man is going to run a lot. And Travion Henderson, the more on his rushing yards at 59.5. You can make a lineup just like that and take advantage, but you got to download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. So like I was talking about, at the beginning of the year, it was looking really good. The first 4 weeks of the season, the Patriots were number 1 in sacks with 10. But then something happened, and they figured out what the Patriots were doing with their pass rush, and it since then has tanked. If you look at the sacks, since week 8 of the NFL season, Patriots have 11, which is 31st in the NFL, second to last. And the average time to sack, so when a quarterback takes the snap and he's dropping back there, it takes the Pats 4.5 seconds almost to get to the quarterback, which is dead last in the NFL. And I will say, like Milton Williams, he has not played. He's missed the last 3 games due to an ankle injury, and he is clearly the best player on the Pats. This is his last game against the Ravens, which he will have to miss due to that ankle injury. But you can see right there, 27 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and he has 35 pressures, which is incredible for a defensive tackle. But with him out, everybody kind of thought that Christian Barmore was going to be the one to take that next step and go back to what he was back a couple years ago in 2023 before the blood clots. He was supposed to be that top guy. Next to him, it was going to be Milton Williams and Christian Barmore. And I will say he's been a solid player, but he's underachieved for what we kind of expected him to be. If you look at the stats for this season, only 26 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and he's played in all 14 games. He's only recorded 1 sack, and that sack came 2-3 weeks ago. His PFF grade is also only a 56.6. He has not been that great. He hasn't been that great. And when you look at his last 9 games, usually they're getting to the quarterback a ton. Well, he only has 5+ pressures in 2 out of the last 9 games. They're doubling him. They're picking him up. And the Patriots haven't taken advantage of any of the double teams because no one else is getting to the quarterback. If you look at the sack leaders, you have Harold Landry at 8.5, Kayvon Chason at 6.5, and those are your 2 stars. Chason's having a breakout year, and Landry's playing solid. Milton Williams, who hasn't played the last 3 games, is still 3rd, and Elijah Ponder, who's only getting 50% of the snaps, is right behind him in 3rd. There is no reason why Elijah Ponder should be ahead of Christian Barmore. There's just no reason for it. In my opinion, after seeing that and seeing what we saw during the trade deadline, because they were really, really trying to get a pass rusher, it didn't work. Use that first-round pick, whatever it may be. If it's going to be 27th, it's going to be 27th. It could be 32nd if the Pats win the Super Bowl. Whatever that first-round pick is, use it for an edge rusher in the draft. We're obviously not going to be able to get Bain from Miami, but you're still going to be able to get someone in the draft. There's going to be a good edge rusher late in the first round, or possibly some guy that drops and is going to be available in the second round. But use an edge rusher in the draft. I'm not talking mock drafts right now because we got playoffs ahead of us. But looking at the future, that's what they need to do. Go ahead and grade the Patriots pass rush for me. What do you guys give it? Right now, I'm giving it a C. I'm giving it a C. First couple of weeks, it was getting an A. We were talking about it. I made videos on it, how they were one of the best in the league. But now, different story. Go down in the comments section. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. And also, while you're down there, let's beat Texans today in the sub battle. I don't want to see that number be below them. So go ahead, hit that sub button right now. And as always, let's go Pats. Boom. All right, 2 down. How about 0 turnovers and penalties? That's up. Some of those penalties are up to the refs, Big Daddy Joe. Some of them are up to the refs. Okay. I mean, is that going to be easier for you, or because I know we have a couple of graphics on the mailbag. Okay. Oh, you're organizing it. Oh, I got you. I got you now. Big Billy J, you have arrived. Big Daddy Joe coming in with a 20. Shout out to you. That, of course, gets you some raffle tickets in for us. I'll get the picture for us up there because I know I got it. Give me 1 second. I'll get that picture and plop it in. Is pictures in read only? Is it not in read only? Because if so, it is not? All right, cool. Well, I'll put the picture of it to show everybody what our raffle is going to be for this month. And obviously, since Patriots had a bye week, it's less. Jesus. I'm going to name this raffle. Photo left square. Boom. Should be up there. If you guys wanted to know what our raffle is, $5 super chat gets you into our raffle. There we go. Who do I think we're going to get in the first round? I don't know, Thomas. I have no idea. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I ain't looking at mock drafts. I'm worried about what's in front of us, and that's the playoffs. When the season ends, we got you covered every single day with every draft coverage, every free agency coverage. That's why you subscribe to the channel. But I'm not looking at draft. I don't care about the draft right now. I care, are we going to beat the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday and lock up a playoff spot for good? I care about, are we going to be able to get healthy and win in the playoffs? I don't care about if the Patriots get the 26th pick in the 2026 NFL draft. Special teams coverage has been a bit suspect this year. It's hard to say because, I mean, against the Giants, been great. And then against the Bills, my guy Ray Davis ran all the way down the field to the 40 twice. Alexander is Orange County walking. What's going on, my guy? How we doing? Ravens like to shit the bed? Yeah, they do. If you want to get that super chat up, please. Draft a long snapper at every round. Shout out to Big Daddy Joe coming in with the 20. Would you draft a DB or an edge in the first round next season? Edge. I like how the Patriots' defensive back room is, which that will be the first question on the mailbag. Drake made the schedule? Peace. Your boy Drew, neither. I've drafted a right tackle. I agree 100% with drafting a right tackle. But am I doing it in the first round? Usually for me, like, if you look at tackles, specifically, I mean, if we're talking left or right tackle, all your really, really good ones go in like the first 10 to 15 picks in the draft. 10 to 15 picks. After that, you can find a right tackle or a left tackle in the third round. That's pretty much it. So, like, I'm not going to be focused on drafting a right tackle at pick 30. I'd rather draft an edge rusher. But I don't know if you saw it, your boy Drew. I made a video about what is the future of Morgan Moses, and I got ripped in the comments. Everybody was like, he has a family, and you're just going to let him go? Like, what? He's 35 years old. He is not going to play at this level at 37. It's just not going to happen. You need to have depth at tackle position. You need to. Thomas, Stephon Diggs is our slot. Diggs is our slot. Did you look at the comments? Everybody was like, how could you say that about Morgan Moses? I'm like, are you joking? Alrighty. How many questions do we have? No one ever uses all caps. Keep asking your questions, guys. Hashtag Patriots. I usually like to not double up on people so everybody has a chance to get in the mailbag. So if there's like multiple. Do we have enough, you think, for 15? Yeah. Obviously, and then so we have that, and then we have the two plants. The two guys. I got you, Chris Clark. You have a family. I hope your family's not the other May family. I agree with you 100%, you boy Drew. 100%. Trent Williams is old. He's still going hard, though. I've heard it's because he has no money, so he keeps playing for those contracts. Acid Wizard, quick question. Does Stacy's mom really got it going on? Well, she's all that I want, and I've waited for so long. I think we have enough, as long as they're good questions. I like that. That's an interesting one. I did see people on Twitter were talking about, because Christian Gonzalez is eligible for a rookie extension after the season. Yeah, boy Drew, I'm a karaoke fiend. I was going to do Alper karaoke for a super chat menu instead of the Bean Boozled at some point, because I'm tired of doing. I'm so tired of doing the spicy. Big Daddy Joe, I've done karaoke back when I lived there at McGlynn's so many times. So many times. We all go. If the Patriots win the Super Bowl, I will be at the parade. Starting a boy band? Nest Force, I was listening to Big Time Rush at the gym Monday. I'm not joking. Worldwide came on while I was doing cardio, and I was like, ooh, this is a banger. This is a banger. But I will be in Boston. Alper and the Alper. Look, I've never made it to a parade. In 2017, when we beat the Falcons, I had college. 2019, I also had college. In 2014, my mom wouldn't let me miss school. Would not let me miss school. Of course I get the wings at the Stinger. Always get the wings. Also go to trivia I used to go to trivia every Thursday night. I'm out there. All righty, dude. I think we got enough questions. Let's get into the mailbag. This in London, Tokyo. Just one thing that I got a hello. Looking at Judon, and I'll pass on him. Am I getting cut? Ain't surprising. Yeah. We'll have that video going out, so if you want to rewatch it, perfect. But let's get into the mailbag. Answering all the questions that you guys asked from today's live show. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And if you tune into our live show every single Wednesday, you guys know that we do a mailbag answering all your guys' questions from a Patriots fan, myself. But before we go and do that, we got to let you know always the game that's in front of us. Like I've been saying all week long, you throw away what you saw last week and you're on to Baltimore. But you can see right there, they think that the Ravens are going to win the ball game. Sunday Night Football. Can we bounce back and lock up a playoff spot? I'll say to this, don't jinx it. Good vibes only. If you want the Pats to bounce back after last week, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, because we can't jinx it. We got to get back in the W column. I want to see wins only. When I look at the AFC playoff picture, I want to see a little asterisk, as in, hey, they're clinched. So go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to the first question. Nicholas Wheatley has trade Gonzo for Myles. I hope you're talking about Myles Garrett. And that is an insane question. But honestly, I'd probably do it. But I don't think it's going to take just Gonzo. Gonzo is eligible for a contract extension after this season. And a lot of people have been saying on Twitter, man, maybe they should trade him, get 2 first-round picks. I don't want to trade Christian Gonzalez. But if it takes Myles Garrett, who, in my honest opinion, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest defensive players ever, you get him on the Patriots, I would do it. I would do it. I'd get rid of Gonzo, but only for Myles Garrett. No one else. Shout out to you, Nicholas Wheatley. Big Daddy Joe! Which, I will say, producer JD, he did have a super chat, which super chats always get to the mailbag. Shout out to Big Daddy Joe. He asked, is this another trap game? I'm going to say no. This is not another trap game. Not a chance. Because they are 7-7. The Ravens are 7-7. They have the 2-time MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson. And also, they have Derrick Henry. And with Derrick Henry, anything is possible. And with how bad the Patriots' run defense is, which I think somebody asked a question about that, which we'll get to later, that is crazy. So this is not a trap game. Just beat the Ravens. Big Daddy Joe's super chat, producer JD. That was the super chat that we're getting to. I know you asked a draft question, Big Daddy Joe. There we go. Shout out to you for always being a real one. Kind of doubling up on our questions today. Would you draft a defensive back or an edge in the first round next season? Great question. I will say, I'm not looking at the draft. I am looking towards the future. I am looking towards what the Patriots are going to do in the playoffs. But we can always ask these types of questions. I don't know mock drafts yet, but I would draft an edge rusher. I couldn't name you a single player. I would not draft a defensive back. I like Gonzo. Love Marcus Jones, who just got the contract extension, and Carlton Davis is going to be on contract for another 2 years. You don't need a defensive back. Edge rusher, 110%. You have to draft an edge rusher. Whether that be in the first round, whether that be in the second round, you need to get depth on this team. And with the pick 30 or 32 that the Patriots are going to have, that's probably where you're going to find an edge rusher. We'll go down the line after the season's over at who the Patriots should draft. But right now, lock up an edge rusher as the main draft target. Pat Sky 3. I like the dog. Should we be concerned with Josh McDaniels? I made a video after week 1 talking about Josh McDaniels because he really pissed me off of how we lost to the Raiders, which I still can't believe that happened. If they played again, we'd win 40-0. But McDaniels was the topic after the loss, and I think obviously as the play caller, you're always going to be the topic of discussion after a loss because you only had the balls 18 times in the second half. But Tom Curran of NBC Sports Boston, he went on a radio show and he kind of talked some craziness. And he said, what does Mike want? Is he just doing what a coach would do after a Monday in which the team didn't do well and answering a question the way we, the media, would like to do candidly? And he would say, I freaking love Josh. Read too much into it. Or is it more? Yeah, I don't love some of the stuff that we're doing there. I think it could be better. I don't know. And I don't think it's something I'm going to ask the component because I don't think he's going to definitively say, especially with, 3 weeks less than the regular season. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have full faithful. You'll have to investigate that later. And that was talking about what is the future of Josh McDaniels as the Patriots offensive coordinator and said, could he be here next year or would he be here next year? And my first opinion was, what the bleep are we doing? Why would you say that? You're going to do that after one loss and question every single thing that Josh McDaniels does just after one game? Yeah, I get he doesn't call games perfectly. week in and week out. And there's always some flaws with the Josh McDaniels type offense. But if you look at the Patriots offense, you're going to complain about McDaniels? When you're 6th in the NFL in yards per game, you're 6th in passing yards, you're 13th in rushing, 7th in points, and you're almost averaging 30 points per game. You're going to complain about that? And the way he has developed Drake May has been perfect. And the reason why Drake May is playing so good is because of Josh McDaniels. And Drake May has talked about it day in and day out. He said this about McDaniels. It's been awesome. He coaches at a really high level. He understands the game at a high level, and his offense helps the quarterback. It helps me do my job. I try to do the best to keep first downs and scoring drives going so I can help him do his job. But he understands the game. He understands defenses, what they try to do. And I will just say, Tom Curran, you start a whole bunch of bullshit every week. Every single time. You just try to pick and choose and pick at every little single thing that the Patriots do. You do just stuff for clicks. So your name gets above headlines because that's exactly what he did with Stephon Diggs during the summer. If you guys don't remember, he said the Patriots should trade Stephon Diggs before the season because he is not a good leader and nobody around the locker room likes him. But what have we seen this season? Diggs has been one of the biggest leaders and best locker room guys in the entire organization. So that was a bunch of BS that Tom Curran made up. And I have a feeling that this right here about Josh McDaniels is BS too. How about you get real? You're supposed to have journalistic integrity, dude. Come on. Get real, dude. Come on. I'll ask you guys, though. Do you want McDaniels to return in 2026? Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no down in the comments section. We'll get to more of your questions in just a second. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. It's the holiday season. Sports are going on, and man, do I love winning money. It's the best time of the year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once, and while you and I are out here making decisions every day on what gifts to buy, what to eat, what game to watch, one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. Prize Picks simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. Prize Picks now is early payouts, so if the lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And I got a lineup for Sunday Night Football. Drake May, the more on his passing yards, 239.5. He's having a bounce-back game, y'all. Lamar Jackson, give me the more on his rushing yards at 29.5. And Travion Henderson, give me the more on his rushing yards at 59.5. He's going for 100 guaranteed. You got to download the app today, though, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. I think we already went over this question for Big Daddy Joe, but here we go. Mike Nintendo Master, shout out to you and your rankings as always. Who needs to step up so the Patriots win next week? The defense needs to step up. We need to see a lot of defense from guys like Kyrus Tonga, from Harold Landry, from Kaylavon Chason. I'm not really asking the defensive backs to do anything differently because they've been guarding fine. But the linebackers, they have to do something. I hope Robert Spillane plays because he's hurt right now. He's dealing with that foot injury. He was seen in the walking boot on Wednesday. But Christian Ellis, Jack Gibbons, Jelani Tavai, make your tackles. They missed so many tackles on Sunday, and it was the most missed tackles that the Patriots have had since week 3. What happened in week 3? They lost. What happened in week 15? They lost. So the linebackers is my thing. Who needs to step up the most? Your boy Drew! What's the easiest path to lock up the division? Simple as that. Win out. Just win out. No, you don't have to win out. You do have to. This game does not matter. I will say, this game this weekend does not matter for the division in any way, shape, or form. The games that matter, you got to beat the Jets. Sorry. Beat the Jets, who are starting Brady Cook at quarterback right now, and beat the Dolphins, who just benched Tua Tagovailoa. And now they're starting Quinn Ewers. You have to win your final 2 division matchups. If you lose those 2 and the Bills win their last 2 games, they won the division. That's the easiest path. If the Bills lose, obviously the Patriots are going to win. but you have to beat the Jets and the Dolphins. Randall! Should we consider signing former Brown left tackle Jedrick Willis? Doesn't he have an injury? I might be tripping, but doesn't he have an injury to where he said he was going to sit out the entire year and recover and then come back next year? I think that's the case here. But if he's willing to come back early, I'd be willing to do it. But we know that Will Campbell is coming back in just a couple of weeks. He is eligible to come back week 18, so he's only going to miss the next 2 games. And I'm expecting him to come back healthy. I love how he's done this season. So, can he play right tackle? Do you really want to go up against Morgan Moses? I would say no. I'm not consider signing him. Maybe if he's willing to move to right tackle and he's going to be available next season, sure. But right now, I'm good. Johnny Drama! This will be our last question. Who do you want to face in the AFC playoffs? Good question, my guy, Drama. Shout out to Entourage. Current AFC playoff picture, and I will say, I think that the Broncos have locked up the number 1 seed, unfortunately, because they're 12-2. We're 11-3. They're going to have to lose to the Jags. They're going to have to lose to the Chiefs, who are starting Gardner Minshew now, and their season's over, and then they finish with the Chargers. If they can lose 2 of those 3 games, then yeah, we got a chance. But right now, you are locked in at the 2 seed. I think you're going to win your next 3 games. So you're going to be pretty much finishing the year at 14-3. You're going to lock up the 2 seed. So then you would play the 7 seed, and that would be the Texans. And the Texans, their offense, not that great. But their defense is something I'm really, really, really scared about. I am really scared about the Texans defense. Will Anderson Jr. is an absolute dog. Derek Stingley Jr. is an absolute dog. Azeez Al-Shaair, absolute dog. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They beat the Buffalo Bills, and they beat them easily. Well, they came down to the final drive, but still. I'm okay with facing them. Just please avoid the 3 seed. I do not want to be the 3 seed. If you end up losing one of those games, and then you win the division, and the Bills end up being the 6 seed, the 3 plays the 6, and I'm not looking forward to a third matchup between the Bills and the Patriots in literally the first round of the playoffs. Now, if it happens in the championship game, different story, because we have no choice. But we have a choice in the first round. So please, just avoid it. And if you want to pause this video as we put the pictures up, these are the NFL Week 16 playoff scenarios. If you guys want to pause it and you can zoom in, you can for me. But I'll just read you the Patriots. They clinch a playoff berth with a win or an Indy loss. And Indy plays on Monday Night Football. They play the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm expecting a loss from them. Or a Houston Texans loss. And I have no idea who Houston plays. I'm just worried about that Indy game because I don't think they're going to win. I think the Patriots are locking it up. But the easiest way, shape, or form you clinch a playoff berth is if you win. I'll ask you guys before we get on out of here, who do you want the Patriots to play in the AFC playoffs? It can be any of the people that are currently in the picture. Go ahead, hit that down in the comment section for me. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that sub button. We will be live for Sunday Night Football, Patriots, Ravens, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You're not going to want to miss out, so hit that sub button right now. And as always, let's go, Pats. Boom. Ooh, dope. Easiest match, Steelers. Steven, that's not happening. They're either winning the division or they're not making the playoffs, so the Patriots physically cannot play them. Team I want to beat the most, I just don't want to face them. I don't want to face them. What are my thoughts on Henderson being the Rookie of the Year? It's deserved. I mean, he was a late bloomer, but there's no one really in the entire AFC, or entire league where I'm like, the rookies look really good. It was Jackson Dart, but he's missed so many games. He gets hurt all the time. And Henderson, he just puts on that burst of speed. He looks really freaking good. I love watching Travion Henderson play. I absolutely love watching him play. Bills, Edward doing the laughing face. beat the Jets and the Fish. Look, the Fish are playing Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers! He blows! He sucks. So, I think the Patriots win their final 2 games. It's easy. I'm glad we're finishing the year easy. I'm glad you get a couple of cakewalk games going into the playoffs, but you can't overlook any of them. You got to go into this game and win. But I do think, Tony says, I do think we're going to be the Texans. Yeah, I think it's going to be the Texans too. Unless the Jags lose their next 3 games and the Texans win, and then the Texans win the division, and then we go up against the Jags in the first round. That'd be awesome. If we had Milton Williams and Bobby Spillane, we would have won. Yeah, 100% Lord Doggo, but that's not the case. And right now the case is locking up the division. And I don't think we're going to have Milton Williams or Spillane on Sunday. I'd rather play the Jags too. A great live show for us. And they're going to have an even better one on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. An even better one. Live Sunday Night Football. We get flexed in. We get to watch Drake May on primetime. And we get to be the only stream live on Sunday besides the Ravens rundown for the game. And you're not going to want to miss out. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be live. So make sure you hit that sub button, guys. We'll see you Sunday. And as always, let's go Pats.